Hello, boys and girls. We're in week 6 and we're on day 4. And today we have 2 pages, pages 14 and 15. So let's turn to page 14. I'm going to have you guys do one or maybe even 2 of these depending on how long our video goes. So we're going to do a couple of these together. I know the one on the exit ticket right here, page 15. I want you guys to do that one part of your assignment. So I'll take a look and see how you guys are doing when we're doing these independently. So a lot more comparing tape diagrams in these ones. So you'll see the words fewer, many. So if you just want to just look at these guys, there's 3 questions here. One of them says how many fewer. One of them we see the words more. They sold 2,000 more, 2,000 fewer. So what are we thinking right away? We're thinking a comparing tape diagram. We're not going to our basics. These are going to open us up to 2 to 3 step word problems. So let's start with our first one, and the first one deals with some different types of fabrics. So let's read these straight through. In 1 year, the factory used 11,650 meter of cotton, 4,950 fewer meters of silk than cotton. So I'm going to put silk and cotton side by side because they're comparing those two. And 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. So then I'll put wool and silk side by side. So before I set up my tape diagram, I want to make sure that whatever they're comparing, I kind of put them next to each other. Okay? So we have cotton, silk, and then wool. And of course, they want to know how many meters in all were used of all 3 fabrics. So that's where we're going to have our tape diagram come off to the side over here. So in 1 year, the factory, he had 11,650 meter of cotton. I think that's a typo. It should say meters of cotton. Then it says 4,950 fewer meters of silk than cotton. So we're going to make our silk smaller tape. And again, if you're a big drawer, you have big numbers, try to really squeeze them in. This is why these pencils are great. Mechanical pencils, nice and tiny. So we're going to have 4,950 fewer. So just take this as one step, boys and girls. Don't try to bite off more than you can chew. Don't try to solve everything all at once. Follow your steps. Do them nice and neatly. So this will be our first variable. We're going to solve for silk. Then it says, and 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. So wool is not the high one at all. And wool will be 3,500 fewer. Okay, so get a good zoom in there. Make sure you're setting up your tape diagram. So there's our 2 unknowns. So our first variable we'll solve. Then once we have that one, we'll go down and we'll solve for B. And then once we have all of these, there's our third and final step. Okay, so I want you guys to solve this one. I set up the tape diagram for you. I want you guys to solve this one. Okay, I don't want you guys just to copy me. I want you guys to do the math all on your own. I'm going to check this as your assignment when you guys bring this in. So at the end of this video, you can answer that. This will be, I'll probably have you guys do 1.5. How about that? So this is your half. You'll do this one. You'll answer it. Again, got to solve for silk first. After you solve for silk, then you can go solve for wool. And then once you have all 3, we need the grand total of them all. All right, the next one we'll do all together because this one has the most comparing. So we have an ice cream shop here. The shop sold 12,789 chocolate, 9,324 cookie dough cones. They sold 1,078 more peanut butter cones than cookie dough. So look at what they're comparing. They're comparing peanut butter to cookie dough. So I'm going to make sure cookie dough, CD, goes with PB. and 999 more vanilla than chocolate. So I'm going to make sure when I do my tape diagram, my chocolate and my vanilla are side by side, and then I want my cookie dough and my peanut butter to be side by side. And then of course, yeah, what was the total of number of ice cream cones sold? So we're going to do this one together because like I said, this one is a lengthy one. We'll do 2 and we'll do 3 together, and then we'll leave you guys off for 1.5. So you got to finish this one and you'll do the exit ticket all by yourself. So the shop sold 12,000 chocolate. And then again, I wanted to put vanilla next to it. I know they go ahead and they start talking about cookie dough, but after I read this through, I see that chocolate and vanilla, they're comparing those two. And then after this one, I'll put CD, cookie dough, and then I'll put PB for peanut butter. Now, good news, they do tell us exactly how much chocolate there are. 12,789. That's our chocolate. And then vanilla, 999 more vanilla than chocolate. So vanilla is a little more. Now, this one, if you're very good at estimating in math, you should realize 999 is basically 1,000. So we can almost take this up 1,000 and then take it down 1, because that's what 999 is. But we'll get to that step first when we get there. So then we got to figure out vanilla. Cookie dough, they give us cookie dough. Cookie dough is going to be smaller than chocolate. $9,324. And then they said peanut butter. They sold 1,078 more peanut butter than cookie dough. Again, that's why we're putting those two together. I'm not making, should have made my chocolate a little bigger maybe, but I'm trying to make my peanut butter. I didn't like how I did that. I'm gonna erase it. You guys maybe should do the same if you made it as bad as me. I'm gonna make my chocolate a little bigger, because my chocolate should be a little further than my peanut butter. Even when you do these tape diagrams as an adult. So then obviously that vanilla's got to go further out here, and then let's put our 999. There we go. So now that looks a little more realistic. So our first one is going to be vanilla, followed by chocolate, followed by peanut butter, followed by cookie dough. So we have to fill in our number over here. They sold 1,078 more peanut butter than cookie dough. Okay, so there's our tape diagram. We're all set up. No, we're not all set up, Mr. B, because we have to do our teacher bracket at the very end. So this is our 3-step word problems. You're gonna have to solve for vanilla first. I'll do mental math with that with you guys. And then we'll do peanut butter. And then here comes the best part of them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna add all those up together. That's gonna be the painstaking one, okay? All right, so let's get back to vanilla. If you want to be my guest, go ahead and add 12,789 plus 999. I'm going to use my math concept, and I'm going to know that this is literally almost the same number, 13. I'm going to pretend that this is 1,000. This is taking this up 1,000. 13, 7, 8, 9. Now, was it exactly 1,000 though, kids? No, it was not, Mr. Bandami. Wow, I can hear you from here. It wasn't 1,000. But let's make it go exactly 1,000. -1. So that's -1 from this. Make it me. I like mental math. Sometimes mental math saves us lots of steps. Again, you want to be my guest? Go ahead. Line those up. Add those together. A lot of regrouping needed, but I'm just going to go, hey, it's basically 1,000. Okay, let's just add 1,000, and then let's take away the little 1. Okay, so that gives me my vanilla. Now, sorry, there's no easy step for this one. Cookie dough, I need to go ahead and at least add this time 9,324 plus 1,078. Again, we use such big numbers. I'm going to make sure I copy these down. 9,324 and 1,078. That's a 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 4. And that's a 10. giving me 10,402. So there we go. We have all of our flavors. So I'm going to chunk them. 12,789 plus 13,788. I'm going to chunk those two together. And then, if you need another sheet of paper, guys, I would say go for it. I'm a small writer. I have a nice little small pen here, but if you are one of those who has some big numbers, you might need room to do work off to the side. Okay. Go ahead and pause the video and see what you get for both of these two. Then we'll add them together. All right, so you've unpaused me. Let's see what you got. 12,789 plus 13,788. I'm going to make sure I'm copying right. 12789, 13788. Let's add them up. 17. 16 plus one more. 17 again. 7 and 7 is 14 plus one more, 15. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 3 is 6. Giving me 26,577. And then let's go ahead and add our cookie dough and peanut butters together. Whoops, let me find a little bit more room. I'll do this down here. 9,324 plus 10,402. That's 6. That's 2. A little easier to add this one. 7, 9, giving me 19,726. All right, pause me one more time and give me my grand total after you add these two together, and we will be done with this one. You can go ahead and pause me. All right, unpause me and hear what we got. We got 26,577 plus 19,726. I go 7 plus 6. 6 and 6 is 12, so 6 and 7 is 13. Carry the 1. That's a 7 and 2. 7 and 2 gives me 9, plus 1 more is 10. 7, let's go 5. 5 and 1 is 6, so I have 6 and 7 is 13. I like 9 and 1. 9 and 1 gives me 10. 10 and 6 is 16. And 4. 46,303 cones total. Oh, that was painstaking. Good work, guys. Good work if you got that. And if you made that mistake, see where you made your mistake. Well, let's go to the next one. Good news, this one is not as difficult. This one is a little easier because we're just adding 2,000s and, in the place value, so there's some mental math involved. All right, so here we go. In the first week in June, a restaurant sold 10,345 omelets. The second week, they sold 1,096 fewer than the first. So I'm going to make sure that my first and my second week are compared to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and start that on my tape diagram. So I'm going to go with 10,345. That's my first week. The second week, they sold 1,096 fewer. So that means less. And that's going to be our first variable. And there's my unknown off to the side. So fewer. So we're going to subtract those two. Now let's go to the third week. This is where our mental math comes in. The third week, they sold 2,000 more than the first week. So notice I probably could have put them together. It'd be more confusing than off to the side, but I think I'll handle it. This one's going to look like this, guys, because it's going to be the third week. They sold 2,000 more. So I'm going to go here and here. I know I like to have them side by side. So maybe I could have bumped my 3 up there, but I think we could still figure it out. So if you're taking out your middle bar there, right? So that's what your brain's thinking. You're just going to take that number. We can do that right in our head right now, right? It's going to be 12,345. That's how easy this one is. And then the fourth week, they sold 2,000 fewer than the first week. So again, here's my first week. Kind of going down here. And we're going to go fewer this time. So we're going to go And this one will be, again, mental math because it's 2,000 fewer. This is a very difficult tape diagram to draw. This is why I wanted to do this one to do, because they're comparing. The third week gets compared to this first week, and the fourth week also gets compared to the first week. And the second week also gets compared to the first week. So the hardest one to do is going to be figuring out this second week here. All right. So the fourth week, they sold 2,000 fewer than the first. The third week, they sold 2,000 more. So notice where I'm going more, and then I'm going fewer here. And then, of course, they want to know how many omelets did they sell in June. So this is step A, step B, and step C. Now I'm going to do step B. I'm going to do variable B, C. Sorry, D's over here, my variable. Let's do this one, because this is going to be just add a 2 into that place value, giving me 12,345. And now I'm going to subtract 2 from 10, giving me 8,345. And then I do need to subtract these two, so I'm going to go off to the side. 10,345, subtract 1,096. All right, let's go ahead and subtract. Give 10, take away 1. Give 10, take away 1. So that's going to give me a 9. That's going to give me a 4, 2, 9. So that's 9,249. And now I have all 4 of my weeks. That's a lot of omelets. So let's chunk them again. 10,345 plus 9,249 plus 12,345 and then plus 8,345. So I'm going to have you pause the video. I know we're at 17 minutes, guys, but we're going to get going because you have yours done. So I'm going to leave you guys. This is part of your assignment too. I'll stop my video and I will be checking. So we have this one you guys got to finish. I want an answer on this one, so you got to add all these. Remember, let's chunk them. So let's go chunk, 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 and then at the end, right, add our 2 chunks together, and then you got this one all by yourself. Park A, okay, Park B, and then Park C, and they want to know what's the area of all 3 of the parks. All right, take care.